Okay, the last video that I put up on Engine Shop Joe was how to put a fleetcal into the license manager so that you had it to use in INSITE. This video is going to show you how to use that fleetcal inside the INSITE program. I'm going to change the calibration in ECM on a QSL9. A little background on why. We bought this engine offline. Many times companies that build machines will order X amount of engines because they've got X amount of orders for machines. And, the more engines they buy at one time, the better deal they get. And Cummins will load whatever calibration in the engines they want if they order, I think the magic number is 10 engines. They'll do a custom DO for you, which is a set of parameters and everything for you. So anyway, sometimes those companies anticipate that they're going to build 20 machines, and in fact, they only get orders for 18. So they decide the new machine's going to have, or the new generation's going to have a different engine or whatever. So they sell the extra engines. Well, we watch for those engines and we buy them because they're new. And a lot of times they've sat for 2, 3, 4 years in a warehouse, but that's not a problem for us. So this particular engine was a QSL9. It's going in a man-of-walk crane, a repower. And I needed to take the calibration that was in the ECM out and put in the calibration that we needed so that it would work properly in the crane that we were putting it. I think it was a 999, if I remember, man-of-walk 999. But anyway, that's why I did it. So let's take a look and see how I did it using INSITE. Okay, I'm connecting to INSITE. And as soon as we connect, look at the top. The ECM code is ET80123.10. That calibration happens to be for a working road grinder. And the engine that we bought was going to go into a working road grinder, but it's the correct CPL, and that's control parts list. So we were able to put a different calibration in it, and we were able to make that engine work in our crane. So right now I'm creating a work order image, which is a picture of everything in the ECM saved in INSITE. Always make a work order before you start and after you're done making any changes to the ECM. Okay. If the ECM crashes and it's blank, the information in the work order will help you to get it restored the way it needs to be restored. We will talk about work orders in another video, so don't worry about that. I'm in the calibration workspace, and on the left is my engine family, and I know I have a 438-4700 ECM, and I know that I need ET80092 to be in the ECM. Now this is 92.10. It's line number 16, fifth line down from the top. The 10 doesn't matter. That's just a revision. All that matters is everything to the left of the period. So I'm going to highlight that, and then I am going to check, yes, it's for a lattice boom crane for a man-of-walk 999. So we're good to go. It has 380 horse, 1,200 foot-pounds. I'm going to right-click this and choose left-click transfer to ECM. Now my pop-up window will go away. Now INSITE is loading the calibration wizard, which it'll bring up here. It takes anywhere from like 10 to 40 seconds, depending on really how fast your laptop is. The laptop I'm using is a pretty slow laptop. In fact, it's 9 years old at the time I was using this, which was about 4 years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago. So once that calibration wizard comes up, there you go. We're going to click next. And this screen's different. You don't usually see this, but this is because I'm changing the calibration. And INSITE is checking to see if I have a fleet count. If I don't, it'll tell me no and close the wizard. I have to tell it, yes, I want to use a fleet count. That is my telling Cummins that I am making this change and I'm responsible for it. This pop-up only comes up if you used your last fleetcal, and so you remember to buy more for the next time you need one, which isn't really all that often. And you can see I'm changing the code from ET80123 to ET892. Let's click next. Very important, save and restore is grayed out because on industrial calibration, you don't ever save and restore parameters. You let the calibration load the ones that are in it. Whenever you see a calibration that is written for an OEM name and a specific OEM model, Cummins usually has everything written into that calibration that you would ever need in it to make that machine run right. So you don't have to worry about features and parameters, barring maybe changing your idle speed or something simple. But other than that, you're good to go once you put this in. So I cut a lot out of this transfer screen so you wouldn't have to wait forever and watch it calibrate. But it basically just sent the calibration. It doesn't save anything. It overwrites everything. And now it's telling me I need a key cycle because it's done. So I will click that OK. And then once I do that, the next thing that comes up is the timer. And I cut a lot out of the timer so you didn't have to watch that. And then once we get through the timer, then we will key back on. Now notice it's 100 seconds, okay? The newer ECMs are 100 seconds. And now key back on. Through the wonder of science, you didn't have to watch all that. And look, calibration successful, audit trail update successful. What's the audit trail? My INSITE program has a unique tool instance, just like yours does if you have a licensed version of INSITE. And Cummins knows that I made the change to this ECM. And 10 years from now, if Cummins hooked to this ECM and downloaded made a work order and looked at the audit trail in it, my tool instance would be in there and that's tied to me. So they know what year it was. They can go back and see who that INSITE was licensed to them then. So when you make these changes, it stays forever unless somebody changes it again. And it will remember the last 5 changes. So 5 people have to recalibrate that before your history was gone. So now we're done. And if you look at the top where it says ECM code, where the green arrow just popped up, we have ET892 and we are good to go. Thanks for joining me on Engine Shop Joe.